Hello and welcome. Welcome to part 2. We'll carry on where we left off. Then we go on to the Death Guard and the Rights of War and the War Gear. You get Grave Warden Terminators, Cataphractii, and you've got they've got Power Fists and Death Cloud, which is basically there's poison vapour around them, and they've got assault grenade launchers, which are strength 6. AP4, and they can fire these toxin grenades too, pretty decent. Death Shroud Terminator squads, these are these dudes with these Death Shroud power scythes, which are AP2 strength 1 reaping blow. They fight at -1 but they get +1 attack, which is pretty good, and they've got 2 wounds each. That's important to know. Then you've got section leader Chrysos Morturg. He's got this hardened power armour. He's got a power sword and a combi flamer. He's alright, he's got psychic powers, you see. Marshal Durak Rask, again, character. It's a bit cheaper. Thunderhammer and Artificer armour. And he's got Tank Hunters and Wrecker. Then you get another big character called Callus Typhon. Probably read about him. I think he's still knocking about now. He's got Cataphractii Terminator armour. His mastercrafted Death Shroud power scythe, hand flamer with chem munitions, and then he's got this chem bombardment. He loves his chemicals here. Ordnance 3 barrage, so 3 big 5-inch blasts he can call in. 4+ to wound and no cover saves. It's only AP4, but still. Then you've got the Primarch Mortarion, the Reaper. 425, weapon skill 7, ballistic skill 5, strength 6, toughness 7. Wound 7, Initiative 5, Attacks 5, Leadership 10 and Save 2+. It's got the Barbarian plate, which is basically power armour. It synthesises trace elements of the poisonous vapours of his homeworld mixed with the air he breathes. So 2+ at normal save, 4+ invulnerable. He's got a massive battle scythe called, it's like 2 times as long as a human warrior, called the Silence. Some have said that it's Xenos tainted origin. It's strength +1, so you got strength 8 there. AP2 instant death sunder, 2-handed reaping blow. And then he's got a drum barreled energy blaster called the Lantern, which is strength 8, AP2 assault 1, a bit like a plasma pistol but a bit further range, I suppose. Better strength. He can reroll failed toughness tests or will not die. Automatically passes any dangerous terrain. Any weapon which is based on a flat dice roll result rather than normal to wound, such as like poison, only affect him on a d6 of a 6. It's pretty crazy. You can also redeploy him within 10 inches. Quite spooky. Then you've got Sons of Horus, although War Gear Rights of War. Then you've got the Anvilis patterned Red Claw drop pod, goes through all the rules and things on there. They're just in Terminator Squad, Cataphractii. They've got combi weapons and combi bolters and power weapons. You can have heavy flamers, things like that. Favoured of Horus instead of a command squad as a bodyguard for any Terminator equipped Praetor, and Implacable Advance. They count as scoring units basically. They got 2 wounds too. Weapon skill 5. They're quite decent. Reaver Attack Squad, bolt pistol, chainswords or combat blades. Then you got an HQ, Malagurst Twisted, Bearer of the Eye. Basically you get veteran tactical squads and Reaver squads taken as troops if he's there, but he can't make any run moves. Ezekiel Abaddon, he is a bad one, and yeah, he's got his Juster in War plate, which is 2+, 4+. Got Relentless, weapon skill 7, ballistic skill 5, strength, toughness 4, wounds 3, initiative 5, attacks 4, leadership 10 and save 2+. It's got teleport assault, it's got mastercrafted power fist, combi bolter or power sword. Then you got Loken. Basically if you remove him as casualty on a 2+, he can live on. I really like the model as well for Loken. And then finally the big cheese himself, you've got Horus the War Master. Nice rounded 500 points. His weapon skills 8, ballistic skill 5, strength 7, toughness 6, wounds 6, initiative 6, attacks 5, leadership 10 and save of 2+. He has the Serpent Scale, which is his unique set of Terminator armour, basically a 2+ and then invulnerable 3+. And it's really cool because it negates any psychic attack, but would adversely modify his characteristic profile on a d6 roll of 3+. I think that's really cool because if they ever did release an Emperor model or Emperor rules, I don't think they will, but if they ever did, You could have like a little one-on-one challenge with them both, and I would have thought that would come into effect, because the Emperor was able to basically destroy Horus through that chink in his armour, completely annihilate his soul and everything made by Sanguinius. He's also got Worldbreaker, which is a ridiculous kind of mace, shatters armoured ceramite, at strength 10, AP2, mastercrafted concussive, and then he's also got the Warmaster's Talon, which has a built-in AP3 bolt weapon 2, strength 5, salt 3, and it's twin linked. And then the Talon itself has got shred and disabling strike, which is basically, if they're wounded but not slain, they get -1 weapon skill and -1 strength for the rest of the game. So that could be pretty horrific, and it's cumulative across multiple assault phases, so it's knocking it down again and again. Teleportation matrix, they can deep strike and not scatter. He's also got this precision bombardment, only 5-inch blast, but it's a strength 10 one, it's lance, and it is twin linked. Obviously he's got his other rules. He's got the point of the spear, where they can be tactical veterans, and Terminators can be taken as troops. And then he's got God of Battle, you get your outflank, you get +1 leadership to your squads, you can seize the initiative on a 4+. So that's pretty good. Just bringing him, got 50-50 chance of going first. I think that's pretty damn decent. Then you've got the Word Bearers. Again, Rights of War gear. You've got Maragal, Tainted Dreadnought, 305 points. His ballistic skill isn't that good, but he's got loads of special rules and things. Galvorback, another kind of dreadnought. The Dark Brethren, bolt gun, chainsword combat blade. They don't count as scoring unit, but they do have rending, but only for their close combat weapons, and they do have 2 wounds, which is pretty odd. Then you've got a Dark Martyr that has 3 wounds. Then you've got the Ashen Circle. We've got 5 of them, and they're jump infantry. We've got the Hand Flamer and Axe Rakes. I don't know if they've brought out models for these, but they sound pretty cool. The Axe Rakes aren't amazing, but they've got this grapple, so if an enemy unit attempts to fall back, they get -1 fallback distance. It would have been better if it's like 2 or 3 inches rather than just -1, but well. Then you've got Erebus, quite cheap really. All enemy units must use their lowest leadership. He's got Iron Halo, Artificer Armour, Mastercrafted Power Maul, and a Plasma Pistol. Then you've got Corphaeron, who's got the Terminus Consularis, pair of Lightning Claws, and a Digiflamer. He's basically too old for full transformation into a full-blooded Space Marine when the Emperor found Lorgar on Colchis. However, he wanted him to join him. That's why his stats are a bit poor, especially with his toughness 3. So there we go. Then you've got Zardu Laek, the Crimson Apostle. Plenty of special rules there. Hol Beloth, another HQ with the Power Fist, Power Armour. And Akatis Cool, Blade Slaves. You've got this Power Blade, which is AP3, Severing Cut. Wound on a 5 or 6 is AP2, and any unsaved has 2 wounds instead. Then you've got Lorgar, the Primarch of the Word Bearers. Very cheap, 375 points. It's got weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 6, strength and toughness 6, 5 wounds, initiative 6, attacks 4, leadership 10, and save of 2+. Basically, he's a level 3 Psyker, and you can harness warp charge rolls on a 3+ instead of a 4+. And he's got a nice ornate scepter maul fashioned by Theris. And the Armour of the Word, 2+ normal, 4+ invulnerable, and then 3+ against any psychic empowered attack. Then we go on to the Salamanders. War gear and Rights of War. So then you have the Pyroclast squad. We've got the Artificer Armour, and they've got these Pyroclast flame projectors. If they spread it out dispersed, it's your normal template, but if they focus it, its range is very short, range 6 inches. Its strength is 6 though, but it's AP 1, and it's Assault 1 Melter, so pretty decent. And also the Artificer Armour, they've all got invulnerable saves of 5+ against weapons defined as Flamers, Plasma, Melter, and Volkites. So pretty decent, these Pyroclasts. Not too expensive. Yeah, and you can give them Melter Bombs too. Then you've got Fire Drake Terminator Squad. Now these have got the Cataphractii Terminator Armour, and they've got the Power Weapon, and then you get a Mastercrafted Power Weapon for the fire rate master. Weapon skill 5, 2 wounds, 2 attacks. They count as scoring. Also, they can be chosen instead of a command squad as a bodyguard for any Terminator equipped Praetor or Primarch Vulcan himself, and you can even give him a Dragon Scale Storm Shield, which is a 5+ invulnerable save, or it increases an invulnerable save by the model, save the model already has by +1, so a maximum 3+. So I would have thought that that would increase their normal, I think their normal save, their normal invulnerable save, from a 4+ to a 3+. Yeah, 2+, 3+ for these guys. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Then we've got Cassian Dracos, 275 points. He's a dreadnought with front armor of 14. Yeah, he's got 4 attacks, weapon skill 6. Basically, I don't know if there is a model out, but there bloody should be. There's this thing called the Dracos Revenant, a unique dreadnought sarcophagus of unsurpassed sophistication and resilience. One of a number of unique wonders wrought by Vulcan. Yeah, front armor 14, 4 hold points. Pretty good. And it's immune to Melter, Armor Bane, Sunder and Lance. Anything that will degrade his armor value or make more than one dice roll have no effect on him. Absolutely crazy. Then you've got Lord Chaplin Nomis Raitan, 215 points. Instead of his Crozius, he's got a double-handed hammer, crafted by Vulcan from a single block of obsidian-like mineral. It's obviously been doing a bit of Minecraft, and it was wrested from the gravitational vortex of a dying world, as if that wasn't enough. Basically, it's +2 strength, so it gives him strength 6. AP2, it's melee, armor bane, concussive, two-handed. So it sounds a lot more impressive than what it actually is, but either way. And then you've got Vulcan himself, 425 points, weapon skill 7, ballistic skill 5, strength and toughness above 7, is 6 wounds, initiative 5, attacks 4, leadership 10, and save of 2+. He's got the Draken scale, which is basically relic in his own right. It's a fire drake mounted on top of his shoulder. If you've seen the model, it looks incredible. 2+ normal, 3+ invulnerable, and halves the strength of any flamer, fusion, volkite, melter or plasma used against him. He's also got the Dawnbringer, which is this ridiculous warhammer, two-handed, concussive, armor bane, instant death, earth shatter. Instead of attacking in assault, he can just put a 3-inch blast marker anywhere base-to-base contact with him, and then anybody under that little blast they suffer a single automatic strength 8 AP3 with a strike down special rule. So that's quite cool. Reminds me a bit like Thor in a way. And then he's got the Furnace's Heart, which is gifted by Ferrus Manus. Laser blasts capable of cutting swathes through heavily armoured foes. The Furnace's Heart ranges 18 inches, strength 6 AP2, assault 1, rending line of effect. Draw a line from him 1mm wide to 18 inches, and all units suffer number of hits equal to models the unit a line crosses, which is pretty crazy. Then you've got Raven Guard, all the war gear, rights of war things. You've got more Dathan Strike Squad, basically the dudes with the sniper rifles, or you can give them sniper rifles at least, but they've got this fatal strike, so they can have a fatal strike on an enemy. With the shooting phase, basically they have twin linked and rending special rules, so that means that fatal strike will rend on a 5+ rather than a 6 with the sniper rifles. Also Dark Fury Assault Squad, they've got the jump packs, they've got the pair of Raven's Talons, which they give them mastercrafted and rending. Then you've got the Darkwing pattern Storm Eagle gunship, so a specific gunship that has these Eclipse missiles, which are heavy 2, blind, large blast, 5-inch range 48 inches. Pretty decent. Strike Captain Alvarex Morn. He's got some okay rules there. He's quite cheap too. Moritat Cades Nex. Again, quite a lot of special rules. He's got a Fulcrum hand cannon, which is quite decent, but he's quite cheap. And then finally you get the Primarch, which is Corvus Corax. His stats are weapon skill 7, ballistic skill 6 up to wounds 6, and he's got initiative 7, attack 6, leadership 10, and save 2+. So again, he's got these 6 attacks, and he's got the Sable Armour, which is a 2+ and then a 5+ invulnerable, which isn't that good, but any units that deep strike within 12 inches only suffer a mishap on double of the scatter roll, and then he's got the panoply of the Raven Lord. It's got an energized whip, and he's got these lightning talons as well. So it's got melee, shred, blind, melee, fighting style, two-handed, AP2, and his fighting style has got extra rules. You've got Death Strike, Scourge, and Shadow Walk, and you can choose one of them, so pretty decent. Corvidine, Pinions, Modified Suit. He may always make hammer of attacks, regardless of any other factors, and he makes them at D3 hits, Strength 5, AP3. You can have him for even cheaper, 100 points cheaper, after the Drop Site Massacre. Then finally, you've got the Alpha Legion. All the rules and things. Headhunter kill teams. Got the power armor. They got this power dagger thing though. They've got venom spheres. Then you've got the Terminator squad, Cataphractii, but they've got Volkite chargers as well. But they've only got one wound, but their weapon skill is 5. Then you've got characters. Armilis Dynat, quite decent for 200 points as well. Got a fair few wounds. Got Thunder Hammer. He's got his Iron Halo. Exodus, the assassin. He's got Assassin Shot. I'd love to see a model for him. I don't know if there is a model, but you've got different. You've got Execution Shot and Rapid Shot, and this attack inflicts two wounds per unsaved wounding hit rather than one. And then finally you got Alfarius. He's steeped in mystery and legend. And you got weapon skill and ability skill 7. You've got strength, toughness, and wounds 6, and initiative 6. Attacks 5, leadership 10, and save 2 plus. He's got the Pythian scales, which basically give him a 2+ normal save and a 4+ invulnerable, but then he's got immunity to poison and fleshbane. That's pretty decent. He's got a mastercrafted plasma blaster, and he's got the Pale Spear, which is AP1 melee, armor bane, instant death, two-handed. Really love to see a model of him, looking like that. And he is, the Alpha Legion, and one of the legions that are tipping me over to painting them the nice kind of blue colour that they are. And then that's it. And then finally you've just got some pictures of them all, of all the models. I like Angron, really good model. Fulgrim, Manus is pretty good. Horus, brilliant. Perturabo. Gilliman, I'd probably say he's one of the weaker ones model wise, but you might completely disagree with me there. But that might be because we've heard so much of him all the time, haven't we? Yeah, and there we go. So we've still got Alfarius to get a model of, and Dawn, and obviously this was done before Kurz and Korax was made. Yeah, as you can see, it's a very specialised book. Doesn't have any force organisations or anything like that. It just goes straight into one of the legions, and then the next legion goes into their special rules and the information about them. It's a very specialised book for the legions. If you've got one of these legions and say you've got Salamanders and you want to get some Vidrake Terminators, then yeah, this is probably the book for you. And especially if you want to get the Primarchs and things, or if you want to use them in the games, yeah, this is the book to go for, because it kind of combines all of the rules and updates them a little bit from those big £75 books in one handy one. Like I said before, they'll probably release one of these in 2 or 3 years with all of the Legion's rules and Primarchs and things in. It would not surprise me whatsoever. But if you're planning on getting one of the Legions and you wanted to know a little bit more about their specialist squads and about their Primarch, then yeah, this is the book for you. But if you're just doing like a generic 30k army, I'd probably say get the Crusade army list book first, read up on it and things, and then buy a few units, have a couple of games, and then think about the specialist squads and kind of upgrade and get this book that focuses on your specific legion. Anyway, thanks ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.